Let's talk about reflux in babies. First of all, what is reflux? So reflux is when the acid comes up the food pipe, the esophagus. So usually the milk mixes with the acid and it makes its way back up. Most babies have a little bit of reflux. It's said that 50% of babies have some reflux. Some babies you'll see it, some babies it really bothers them, some it doesn't. When I get concerned is when there's this underlying level of discomfort day and night. And also that the feeds are affected, so they're not gaining weight, they're not thriving. So that's when parents need to see their GP, their district nurse. So reflux, which is also called gastroesophageal reflux, we call it reflux, very common, and there are things that you can do. But when it comes to routine, what I say to parents is you cannot look for good sleep, good days and good nights if your baby's not comfortable. So when the acid comes up the esophagus, it can cause like a burning sensation. So babies who have reflux often like to be upright. They like to be contact napping upright. It just makes them more comfortable. They don't really like being flat on their back. They tend to not like the car seat positioning just because of the way the body is positioned in the car. It can like almost push the reflux up. So also when children are teething, their hands are in their mouth, they're producing more saliva, they can have like a flare up of reflux. But when it comes to a routine, there are things that we can do. First of all, we need to get baby comfortable. But whilst we're getting baby comfortable, so whilst you're working with your GP to see what's going to help your baba, and you do have to give things time, it's not usually a one-day fix, but it will resolve in time, and it may feel like it's never going to end. It will. Again, I've walked the floors with reflux babies and I've come through the other side. Like I've had like 10,000 steps on my watch from an overnight shift with a reflux child because they're just not comfortable. When it comes to routine, what I try and do is little and often feeds. They don't like being overfed. Most reflux babies, they'll feed. They'll come off the bottle or the boob, whether you break them off for a burp or they'll come off themselves. They will look to go back on. Give me that. No, don't. Give me that. And they can't. It's like it's not comfortable. But if you give them some time, they will go back on. Now, when it comes to routine, sometimes the next feed runs into the next nap. So you're like, oh, I'm off schedule. It's okay. Your priority is that you get your baby comfortable and then you can be more active working towards your routine. So sometimes what I will do, depending on the child, not always, depending on the child, sometimes I'll add one extra feed before the morning nap and one extra feed before the cat nap. So if you've done my workshops, you'll know which naps they are. So I add in extra planned feeds during the day just so I can try and keep a loose sleep foundation in order to protect their nights. And also they may need an extra couple of feeds at night because they're not taking their calorie intake in the day until the reflux is resolved. And I get parents ask me at the workshops, are they going to become reliant on the sling, the arms, the bouncing, the yoga ball, whatever? Yeah, possibly. They possibly will. Their brain may become reliant on that to go to sleep, but you need to get them comfortable and then you can figure that bit out. And it's probably not the answer that you want to hear, but again, I work with a lot of like twins and triplets, and a lot of my preemies would have reflux as well and be quite uncomfortable. But as they get older, their little system develops. Sometimes we need to speak to the GP. Again, I'm a maternity nurse, I'm an emergency medical technician, I'm not a doctor. So you speak to your GP and you find what's going to make your child more comfortable. Once they've kind of turned the corner, that they don't have that underlying level of discomfort, then you can more actively work towards routine. And you may need to work away from the bouncing, the yoga ball, the contact naps, the sling down the line. But that is what it is. But just try and think of the bigger picture. Okay, the main thing is that we help them be comfortable, and then your next step is to work towards routine if that's what you wish to do. I hope that you found this useful and share it with a friend who may be going through something similar. Take care, sweet dreams.